and you are now tuned in to the Actual Factualz. It's the Actual Factualz.
And welcome back. It's the Actual Factualz. I am your host. My name is Josh Moody. It is the handsome one, the dancing one, the prancing one, the shancing one. You got to say it twice. It's always better when you say it twice. Guys, it feels great to be back. I apologize for the turkeyness, but I'm back better than ever, and we jumping right into it, guys. First off, I want to recap Week 7 in the NFL. Okay, Broncos at Cardinals. Okay, Broncos win 45-10 Thursday Night Football, absolute smoking session. Okay, Titans at Chargers. Okay, I feel bad for the Titans, the Tennessee Titans. They can't seem to get it done on the 1 yard line. They lost against the St. Louis Rams. And Kurt Warner them boys on the 1 yard line. They did it again. They could have opted to kick the extra point, but they decided to go for two to win the game. You play to win the game. Mike Vrabel, very, very aggressive. I'm actually not mad at him for being aggressive, but this ultimately bit them in the end. They lose that game 20-19. Okay? Patriots at Bears. Listen, let me tell you something. That guy, Mitchell, okay, first of all, he's a very good athlete. Okay, can throw the football, can make every throw in the football field. I like that core nucleus they got going on in Chicago. Chicago's going to be a tough team to beat in the next couple of years. They will be contending this year, possibly for a playoff spot, maybe a wild card spot. They gave Tom Brady and them boys a very, very tough game. Patriots ultimately closed that game out 38-31. Okay, Bills at Colts, an absolute smoking session. Andrew Luck seemed to got his Stella got his groove back type of vibes here. Okay, Bills without their starting quarterback Josh Allen. Okay, Derek Anderson got the start for this game. Absolute terrible. The Colts beat the Buffalo Bills. 37-5. Absolute smoking session. Okay, next we got Lions at Miami Dolphins. Okay, the Lions got it done here, 32-21. Vikings at Jet. Sam Darnold and the boys couldn't get it done against that tough defense. They have some, it was actually a pretty closer game than what the score shows. They had some opportunities in there, wasn't able to get it done. Vikings win that game, 37-17. Adam Thielen's an absolute beast. Kid's a stud. Okay, Panthers at Vikings. Guys, as you guys know, first of all, I want to clarify my hate for the Eagles because it strictly comes from the people that I know that are Eagles fans. Not really for the actual organization itself, because they actually have a lot of players that I've actually admired and loved growing up. The Donovan McNabbs, Brian Westbrook, Brian Dawkins, are all guys that I absolutely loved, growing up and watching the Philadelphia Eagles. However, I'm a Giants fan. Let's set the record straight. But I have a buddy named Shamari Watts, the co-host of the show, who I can't wait to have back on here, but due to traveling issues and work issues, things just haven't worked out to this point. However, he makes you hate them so much because of how much he talks about the Philadelphia Eagles. I can't stand them. Okay, shout out to my boy BG, my roadie boy. He hits me up there. He hits me up anytime the Eagles play and the Giants lose, especially. He lets me hear about it. My man Sean Mondello, my man Grady. Bro, listen, you guys gonna have a top 10 pick with us this year. That Cinderella shit is a dub. That glass slipper is a dub. Nonetheless, moving on. Eagles lose that game after Cam Newton and them boys score 21 unanswered points. They come back and smoke the boots. I literally left the house. It was in the middle of the third quarter. It was 17-0. By the time I get to my parents' house to do laundry and to have Sunday dinner, guys, it was 17-14. Cam and them boys end up coming down and scoring again. Carson Wentz drove the boys right back down the field off of a big pass interference play, flag penalty. Okay, get them in the red zone. Ultimately, wasn't able to get it done. Super Cam and them boys get the job done. Salute to them. Like, they played better. They earned that game. Realistically speaking, the Eagles are not out of it. They can easily still win this division, even though the Redskins are top in the division right now. Okay, moving forward. Now, we have Browns at Buccaneers. Okay, Browns still must-watch TV. Unfortunately, when you have a rookie quarterback like Baker Mayfield, growing pains is going to be a part of this process. This team, this organization is learning to win again. However, every game they played in has been absolutely tough, down to the wire. They played in another overtime game. But Jameis Winston and them boys, famous Jameis, who I'm a big fan of, hopefully, I hope he can get it together this year and finally get it, because this is a contract year for him. He was able to pull it out. The kicker almost lost their job because he missed 2 kicks prior to that, but he hit a big-time game winner. I believe it was a 56-yarder. So to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for getting it done. Texans at Jags, Deshaun Watson and D. Hopkins that's a nice combination. Going to be a tough combination for a long time to come. That defense is clicking as well. Tyrann Mathieu, Clowney and them boys, and JJ. They got some things going over there. Hopefully they can keep that up with them. They was able to get it done over the Jags. Jaguars are absolutely struggling right now. When Jalen Ramsey is quiet, you know things is trouble is brewing over there in Jacksonville. They had to bench Blake Bortles. This hot and cold stuff that he got going on is not going to work in the NFL. You know what I mean? He got the physical tools. He's just not seem to be getting it done at a consistent basis at this very point in time. He's like a good trash. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, he's not the worst you're going to get in the NFL, but he's not, you know what I'm saying? He's mediocre in that sense. So, like, we're going to see what they're going to do moving forward. I think they need to make a moves. You know, the Raiders seem to be trading everybody. Maybe David Carr is an option for them. I hope he becomes a Giant. But nonetheless, moving forward. Okay, so we have Saints at Ravens. Drew Brees is now in the 500 TD passing club. Absolutely amazing. Another record for that young man. Actually, the old head. He's now officially beat every team in the National Football League. They played the Baltimore Ravens this past Sunday. Justin Tucker, who has been absolutely automatic in his last, he made 222 out of his last 223 extra points. He missed his first one in God knows how long. But he picked a bad time to miss that. Ultimately, that ended up costing him the game. Saints ended up winning that game 24-23. Okay, Rams at Niners. The battle in the Bay, if you want, a battle at LA, if you want to say, a battle of California. Jared Goff and them boys are smoking them. Todd Gurley is an absolute stud. These boys are rolling right now with that defense. Aaron Donald and them boys. Shout out to the bro Ease. You already know what it is, bro. You guys are absolutely rolling right now. They smoked them boys 39-10. Without Jimmy G, these boys are going to struggle. I do want to shout out Marquise Goodwin. That boy's an absolute stud. You got to play an extra 2 to 3 yards off of him just because he's just an absolute barn burner. He will leave you in the dust, smoke you on any of them fade routes, fade balls, anything you got going on over there. Okay, battle for first place in the NFC East. You got Cowboys at the Redskins. As I mentioned before, the Washington Redskins are now first in the East. As they was able to get it done. It was a controversial offsides call that wasn't called, and ultimately pushed the Dallas Cowboys back 5 yards. They're missing out the field goal to tie the game. Now, who's to say that he was going to make it if the extra 5 yards was given to them? But I can understand the frustration of that happening. However, the Redskins get it done. But speaking of the Cowboys got help on the way, Amari Cooper has officially been traded there for a first-round draft pick. That should help out that number one wide receiver issue they got going on. Cole Beasley can now officially go back to his slot duties and do what he do. Let's see how that works out for them. Bengals at Chiefs, absolute smoking session. Kansas City seems to be absolutely real deal. When you got a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes who can throw the football all over the field, make any throw, sidearm, hook shots, as they like to say. He's making all types of throws. He's mobile in the pocket. He's smart. He's getting the ball fast out of his hands. He has weapons. Kareem Hunt is playing out of his mind. Tyreek Hill is playing out of his mind. And Travis Kelce has been absolutely, absolutely consistent. Sammy Watkins is a fourth option on the team, which is absolutely crazy. He's playing very well, very strong hands at possession wide receiver, and can take the top off of defense if need be. They got some good weapons. Let's see if they make some moves to go get Patrick Peterson, because they need a little bit of help on that defensive side. If they go get him, that would be a nice piece to go on that defense. They are a true contender right now, but I think that would really help put them over the top. And hopefully when Eric Berry gets coming back, that could be a nice secondary there coming, guys. So nonetheless, but Chiefs won that game 45-10, absolute smoking session. And my poor Giants. We traded Eli Apple today, and I thought it should have been the other Eli, but nobody in their right mind is gonna trade for Eli Manning. However, they traded away Eli Apple. That clearly tells us we're starting to rebuild after we lost Monday Night Football against the Atlanta Falcons and Matty Warm. Julio Jones still didn't score a touchdown. OBJ had an absolute big day, 8 receptions, 143 yards, 1 tutty. The boy is the youngest, is the fastest player to 5,000 yards in NFL history. Okay, however, it hasn't come with that many wins. I understand the frustration. Him and Saquon's a stud. We guys know we got a lot of good pieces. We're missing that O-line factor. Eli was running for his life again with the struggling defense, a D-line with the Atlanta Falcons. Of course, everybody seems to get off on us. But, however, give the credit when credit is due. Dan Quinn and them boys got them ready to play. Pat Shurmur, he went for that. I don't know if that would have, essentially won the game, but he went for that 2-point conversion. And we did not get it. And we ended up still losing by 3. And it's just a couple of things that could have been handled better. But I understand when you're 1-5, 1-6 now, but when you're 1-5 at that time and you're trying to win a game, you're willing to do everything. And in this league where you can get fired so quick, your job is always on the hot seat type of stuff. I get why he took the risk. Okay, so that is the recap of Week 7, guys. Okay, that's the scoreboard for the week. Now I'm going to move forward into some trending topics, some hot topics that we got going. As I mentioned, guys, Amari Cooper to the Dallas Cowboys. I like this move for Dallas, strictly in the sense of they getting a great route runner. Okay, somebody who has great hands. Okay, my only knock on Amari Cooper to this very point, as my man Branford Soa say, shout out to my guy, good brother. I know you always watching. I appreciate you. The inconsistency bothers me with Amari Cooper. He hasn't consistently been that guy, and I guess that's why John Gruden got him out of there, even though I think John Gruden is absolutely running the Oakland Raiders into the ground, the soon-to-be Las Vegas Raiders into the absolute ground. The trade for Khalil Mack is something I still will never understand. You got a top 10 player in the NFL, and you just trade him away. But however, they do got 3 first-round picks coming up in this year's draft. Let's see what John Gruden does with that, and they should have a pretty high draft pick on their own because they're terrible right now. They're in the same boat as the New York Giants. There's been rumors going around circulating that Derek Carr will be traded as well. Like I said, hopefully, I know the Giants, we don't have the cap room at this very point to get him, so maybe we can work something out in the offseason, release a couple of guys, free up some cap space, because I'm not a believer in this upcoming draft class. I'm asleep on Justin Herbert. At this very point in time, I got to watch more film of him, see if he's really the guy. No, physically, he got all the tools, 6'6", got the big arm, 225 pounds, can move a little bit, can make good throws. But in that system, we got to see if it translates to the NFL. I'm not sold on him yet. I do like David Carr. I love what he brings to the game. I love his passion for the game. I love the arm strength. He has that swagger that you would need in New York, not afraid of the big lights type of thing. So we'll see how that works out. But Amari Cooper to Dallas, that's probably going to give Dak Prescott a weapon, a number one option. Let's see if, like I said, Amari Cooper's inconsistency hasn't led me to believe that he truly can be a number one option. But right off the bat, he's going to be the best wide receiver on that team. We'll be the number one option. We'll fill that Dez Bryant role. Dez is still out there. I don't know why they won't pull the trigger on him, bringing him back. Maybe Dez just, is not a fit, or maybe the money is not right. I don't know what the case is with that, but we'll see how that works out. I like that move for Dallas. Was he worth the first-round pick? I don't know. He was a first-round pick, and he was a Pro Bowl a couple of years ago. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, as you guys know, the Giants stink. We're just really bad at football right now. Eli Manning looks terrible. He was running for his life. I'm gonna cut him some slack on that. We paid Solder so much money, and my group chat, my guys, my stringers, you guys were right. That's why the Patriots let him go. They didn't pay him that money. He hasn't been worth a dime since he's gotten to New York at this very point in time. Hernandez, I think, will be a stud in the future. He's a rookie. He's going through his growing pains. We're going through our third center who's moving to right guard, and we're just bad. We got a lot of things to patch up over there. We traded away Eli Apple, who some are saying was a cancer to this football team last year. Pat Shermer came in, wanted to give him a new slate, a new opportunity to provide and contribute to that team. He was a first-round pick for us, so I know this hurts that already we had to, let him go to the New Orleans Saints. Maybe New Orleans sees something in him that they can get out of him. Maybe it's about situations, and maybe because I thought Patrick Peterson would have been an option for them, but maybe they don't have the cap space for that man as well, which is why they went the Eli Apple route. To go opposite of Marshawn Lattimore. However, like I said, we just stink, man. We're not playing well. We're not gelling. We got 2 studs in Saquon and Eli. Justin Herbert, they're saying, is the top prospect coming out for us. We already sent the Giants are sending scouts to go watch the man play. The rumor is that he's not declaring for the draft this year, which I wouldn't understand when he's been received the highest grade in the draft, probably possibly to go number 1 overall. It doesn't get no higher than that in terms of your ceiling. And who would not want to hand the ball off to Saquon? And who would not want to throw it to the one of the top 3 wide receivers in the game, arguably the top wide receiver in the game in OBJ. So we'll see what the Giants are going to do. We got a lot of holes to fill. Pause. But moving forward. And in my head of mind, for me, that Eagles game was something I watched. Like I said, as you guys know, my hate from the Eagles strictly comes from my boys being fans of them, not from the actual organization. I do think they have a loaded talent. On paper, they're studs. I love the addition of Michael Bennett, Haloti Nada. Things like that. They got some things, but for some reason they're just not gelling at this point. I know they had some injuries in the secondary and stuff like that. Patrick Mills is not playing the way, I don't know if that's his first name, but Mills is not playing the way he was playing last year, number 31 for the Eagles with the green hair. Seems to be struggling for them boys. However, because it's the NFC East and we're just so bad right now that we seem to like batter and beat up on each other, I still think they're going to come out on top of the East. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is the actual factuals, and I got to spit the actual factuals, okay? No pun intended. However, you know what I'm saying? But that's a tough loss for them boys. Cam Newton was able to score 21 unanswered. Those are some tough points for them. Super Cam pulled some magic out of him. He went 16 for 22 in the fourth quarter, 2 tutties, 201 yards. Listen, that's tough. The man got hot at the right time. That's a very, very tough loss for them boys. But give credit where credit is due. Cam Newton and them boys, they earned it. They absolutely earned it. Okay? So moving forward, I'm going to transition into the NBA, guys, because the NBA season is finally here. NBA 2K19 is absolutely harsh. It's so hard to play on a Hall of Fame right now. I'm a Hall of Fame, guys, if you guys know. I can't play on any other thing, but that's another topic for another day. But some headliners for me is the Lakers are 0-3. It's a new team. They're young. They have a lot of growing pains they're gonna go through as well. LeBron is one man, and it's showing already that the West is just so tough that, their games are coming down to the last second, the last shot. They haven't pulled it out yet, and that's led to an 0-3 team. But to put it in perspective for you, the Oklahoma City Thunder is also 0-3. Okay, but I'm going to get back to the Lakers. Okay, their dynamics, what seems to be their struggle right now, and especially in the present-day NBA, okay, is the fact that they haven't been able to stretch the floor consistently yet. Okay, they have capable shooters. LeBron is a capable 3-point shooter. Kyle Kuzma is a capable 3-point shooter. Caldwell Pope is a capable 3-point shooter. Josh Hart is a capable 3-point shooter. Brandon Ingram is a capable 3-point shooter. Now, they haven't consistently drained the three just yet, but I think this is going to come with time. It's going to come with gel. I think what happened is they have an overload of ball handlers right now. LeBron, Rondo, Josh Hart was a point guard at Villanova, okay, even though he's playing it too, and I actually like his game a lot. Who else am I missing? Did I say Lonzo? So you got Bron, you got Lonzo, you got Rondo, you got Lance. Lance is also a ball handler who needs the ball in his hand. So, and I know when Magic and LeBron decided to come together and join forces, if you want to say, they believe that trying to beat the Golden State Warriors at their game is the trap. And I honestly do believe that. You're not going to beat them at the game. That's why I don't think Houston will ever beat them, because you can't outscore that team. That team is just too stacked. You're not going to outscore that team. You're not going to beat them at the system that works best for them. So, even though they're not the originators of it, but they perfected it in terms of the ball movement. And even though Houston spreads the floor, they still do a lot of ISO stuff, and they depend on James Harden and Chris Paul to create that. Whereas the Golden State Warriors have a natural offensive flow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you watch them play, Steph will give the ball up and he doesn't stop moving. He'll come through, Clay will come down just to create that movement. Next thing you know, Steph is back in the corner waiting for the trade ball. So I think that's what the Lakers are missing at this very point, but I do think they're going to figure it out. They're going to gel, but the West is going to tough. I see them probably being a seed from a 5 to 8 seed. Then once they get into the playoffs, and if they are gelling, I think they're going to be a tough team to beat, and they just match up pretty well with the Golden State Warriors in terms of like height, length, and just individual matchups. It can work, but they got to get there first. Like as I mentioned, OKC, Russ finally came back. They are 0-3. Here they are again, getting off to another rough start. I think Russ's injury sucks because Schroeder was starting, and things like that. And they lost to the Sacramento Kings, which is a bad loss, but give the Sacramento Kings credit. They got some young studs. I keep telling y'all, De'Aaron Fox is going to be a guy in this league. That draft class was loaded. I keep saying it. That draft class was loaded. Oh, holy shit, that draft class was loaded. And, give him credit. And Iman Shumpert had a quiet 26 on them boys. Maybe he found a home over there in Sacramento Kings. Nonetheless, OKC's 0-3. I think Russell and the boys are going to figure it out. Paul George and the boys, they're missing that third option. They have a lot of depth in terms of guys who could come in and fill role player roles, but it's going to be a lot of pressure on Paul George and Russ. Then Billy Donovan's going to have to find a way to keep them on the floor at some way, somehow, each one of them, and see how that worked out. Young stars in the league, Luka and Trey have been everything as advertised. Trey Young, the first player since Steph Curry, LeBron, and AI to get 35 plus and 10 assists in a game. That man is pulling from the logo. His jump shot doesn't look as pretty as Steph's. It's still pretty, though. Don't get me wrong. It's still not as pretty as Steph's, but it's effective in terms of the range. He's young. He's 19 years old. He's only going to get better. And I like what the Atlanta Hawks, got going on. I still think they're going to be very bad, moving forward. But they got some nice young pieces. Some, they got a former guy from the Golden State Warriors who I believe is now in the front office in Atlanta Hawks, which is why he drafted Trey Young, and they drafted that other two guard who's a shooter, who's supposed to be like their Klay Thompson. Nonetheless, Luka is special in terms of his creativity. Him and Dennis Smith Jr. seem to be gelling already. I like that dynamic over there. They're a tough team. He's gonna get a lot of easy buckets for DeAndre, dunks, layups, hook shots and stuff like that. I really like those two young boys. KD's absolutely unstoppable, guys. You got a 7-footer out here hitting people with the yeah. Set you up here. Has he cross you right there? Excuse me, sir. Right, and then he's coming through Euro. Oh, I think I'm gonna get a good contest, but no, but my arms are still long. I'm still gonna shoot the ball over you. KD's absolutely unstoppable. He's the best scorer in the NBA, hands down. That's not even up for debate. To make a score on the floor, can get his shot over anybody strictly because he's a 7-footer. He got handle, and now he got this killer mentality. This is the part I don't respect. He got it because he went to Golden State. Will he be doing the same thing? In terms of his mentality, if he didn't leave, but this move turned him into an absolute savage. I do want to give credit to Russ like that as well because Russ rubbed off on him in that factor of just being a savage. Russ don't care. I think that rubbed off on him. Of course, I didn't forget about the Rondo, CP3, and Brandon Ingram altercation. Rondo's denying the spit. However, I seen it. It looked a little nasty. Chris Paul, I'm surprised you even put your finger in his face. You should have popped on him from the absolute rip. Ain't no way you going to spit on me, and we are not getting it on. My son Rondo been wanting to smoke. Apparently, Paul Pierce even came out and said they never liked each other. He's not surprised by that. I was surprised by the fines and the suspensions. I thought it would have been absolutely worse because punches were actually thrown. Brandon Ingram's from Chicago. So I'm not surprised by that. I think he just wanted all types of smoke. He said he would do it again, and I'm not mad at him. He was standing up for his teammate. But moving forward, that's going to hurt the Lakers because they need both of them boys on that court. I feel like the Houston will be better off. Not saying they don't need CP3, but they'll be better off having him on the field. Toronto looks absolute legit. Kawhi is back. He's a franchise player. He's one of those guys that can really win a series for you. I don't even think they're a sleeper. I really think they will be the favorite coming out of the East when it's all said and done. That transition into the Boston Celtics, guys. Listen. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? And I know it's only 3 games in the season, but from what I'm seeing, this is not going to be Kyrie's team. Jason Tatum is clearly stepping into that role. Guys, he has that special it factor. You guys hear me talk about that all the time. I'm not saying that Kyrie don't have that clutch, great finisher, great handle, and has that clutch gene as well. He's already proven in that sense, can hit the big shot. I just seem like, that moving forward, that it's just going to be Jason Tatum's team, man. This kid is special, man. And this is no dick ride. This is no dick eating. The kid is tough, man. You can hate all you want. The kid got that special it factor to him. He got the post moves, the turnaround fadeaways, the 3-point game. The man is hitting step back, y'all don't think y'all understand how hard some of these moves are that he's doing at 20 years old, where like your balance to get your shot off and stuff like that, it has to be good for you to do the type of shots that he's doing. He's incorporating Kobe's moves into 3-point shots, into expanding that type of stuff. It's tough. It's tough. I'm really starting to question if Kyrie's going to get the money that he deserves in Boston, which I think may lead to him leaving Boston. I really think, with Terry Rozier, who's a starting caliber type of point guard, if they don't sign him, cool. Hopefully he'll be a Knick. I think that's very likely. It could happen. I feel like we should pay that man. Terry Rozier is tough. I feel like he's going to get frustrated not getting the minutes he wants to deserve. There's a lot of basketball to go around over there in Boston. You still got Jaylen Brown. You still got Gordon Hayward, who's going to get back and get going. Al Horford is a nice piece for them boys. They got a tough team. They're going to be tough to beat. So I'll leave it this with you guys. Do you think it's still Kyrie's team? I don't know, guys. I don't think so. I think it's starting to become Jason Tatum's team. But I want your feedback on that. And I'm going to leave off with this, guys. Is Fultz really a bust? You know what I'm saying? It's probably his 15th NBA game now. Got to give him some time, man. These kids are puppies. I think he's figuring out. He hit a couple of trade balls this game. We're going to see how things go moving forward. And that Sixers team that dynamic is going to be interesting to see because I don't think they have enough just yet to get over that hump. And we're going to see. I'm excited. The NBA's here. NFL is going. It's the best time of the year, guys, for sports. I'm not really a big baseball fan. But the Red Sox and the Dodgers are in the World Series right now. So October is a great month for sports, period. All right? So look, it's the Actual Factualz. I'm tired of talking. It's your host, Josh Moody. I'm off this. I'm going to holler at you. Want yourselves.
To the Actual Factualz. It's the Actual Factualz.